What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, I took a step in the wrong direction. I didn't get to the window with Mystics first half. Instead, rocked and rolled with Asia over 27 and a half points. She ended on 27. So moved backwards yesterday. Have to get back on track here today. And we have a couple games to try to do it with. Let's get to the chat before we get to the games. Prolific in the building says, good afternoon, people. Please hit the like button on the way in. And he cashed on that Fever Aces under. Good job, Prolific. Appreciate you reminding everybody to hit the like button. What's going on, Mark? Says Fever decided to have the worst shooting day. Still had a nice day. Live bet the Storm to get out of the 10.5, grinding it out. Hey, it's a long grind, man. Day by day. Troy, what's good, Brody? Says good morning. Let's get this money. Yeah, I'll be up there later. You know I'm there for the football games. I'll see you there. He says Texas State is the play. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that hook got us. Hook got us for sure. Mario, yeah, I said yesterday. I've been talking about the Mystics first half for like 3 years, and for some reason I don't bet it every single time. Easy money. Peasy looks like he cashed out with that. B Daddy cashed with the Chicago game under 161.5. Niche made some money with that Mystics first half. At least I see y'all taking it. Some of y'all made some money, so that makes me happy. I love to see that. And Cal reminding everybody to hit the like button. All right, let's get to it. We got one in the W, and I want to talk about one in NFL. My dog, DJ Big Boss. What up, though? Says we who banging September 27th through the 30th in Vegas. Pull up, champ. Hey, I'll be there. Just let me know when you're in town. You know, I'm right here. You know where I'm at. I had the ski joints ready, and we rock and roll like we always do. Good to see you, Big Boss. Hope you're doing well, bro. UCapper having success in the W. Love to see that. All right. Let's get to it. First up, we have Liberty and the Wings. I don't have the odds screen in front of me. Let me see if I can refresh here. I was looking at football. So it opened. I mean, the lines are right where they open. They didn't move at all. And no new faces on the injury report. We just saw these teams play each other. Liberty put up north of 100 points, right? And I mean, I don't know that we even need to talk about this game too much. What's going to change? Wings haven't played defense all season. Are they all of a sudden going to play defense now because they just saw the Liberty a few days ago? I wouldn't put my money on it. The Liberty, though, you can usually trust them defensively, but the game versus the Wings, it's going to be up tempo. I can see a lot of good shot making, and I'm not into betting unders in Wings games. I'm just not. So over will be the only way I can lean once again. And this part of the season is kind of tough just because I don't really like betting on teams that don't have anything to play for. And there's a few teams that don't have anything to play for. The Wings being one of them. So I see UCapper in the chat. He says not gonna like it. He's on the Wings plus 111.5. I don't want to put my money on a team where they got nothing to play for. So I'm really just eager for the playoffs to start. That's really what I'm looking at. And I'm curious, UCapper, not a good spot for the Liberty. Didn't they just play their last game versus each other? So it's not a rest advantage situation. What is the bad spot? What is the bad spot for the Liberty? Do they play tomorrow? Let me just double check. I'm not really interested in betting this game, honestly. My thing just went off there. Bear with me for 1 second. What was that about? Yeah, let me know real quick, UCapper. Let me get this on there though, real quick. Can I do some of that? See if I can get this. Whatever just happened here. There we go. What that was about. I don't know what that was about. So appreciate you, Big Boss. Yeah, I'm not going to be involved in the W. Only way I would play it is over. And let's see what the chat is talking about. Prolific says took the full game, and Dallas team total over 83.5. They're 11-1 to their team total over. I think that's as home dogs. Pretty sure that's as home dogs. So they give it up, but they score too. Munaf thinks this is one of those games where we see somebody sit for the Liberty. Renzon says Liberty play the Lynx on Sunday at home. Let me look. UCapper. Now you got a whole thing right here, UCapper. I don't know. I don't want to read the whole thing, but he damn sure likes these wings. Because he wrote up a narrative. He wrote up a book on why he likes this game. We know the Liberty. He says they struggle as double-digit favorites, but I mean, have they been struggling since the break as double-digit favorites? I would argue that they've looked pretty damn good since the break, right? Let me actually look it up. I got Money Baller. I could look at it too. You're not the only one. All right, let's see. Since All-Star break, as a double-digit favorite, the Liberty are 3-2. So I think they started off 3-0, and then maybe they didn't cover. No, they started off 2-0, and then I guess went 1-2 since then. Let's see. Yeah, he's talking about that look ahead with the Lynx next. I can understand, I guess, a look ahead. Munaf knows. Top 20 Louisiana says Bud Light Platinums and Patron on me tonight. Let's cash tonight, Skee. Hey, that sounds like a good time to me. Just a little bit, KC. Appreciate you, Eddie Cash. Here's what he's saying. When the team plays the same team for the second straight game, they struggle in the next game. 1-4 ATS, 4-1 to their team total under. All right. This is a game. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. UCapper likes the wings. I'm leaning towards the over. People in the chat liking different things. Liberty team total over. So this is not the one that I'm planning on making money on. So tomorrow we do got a lot of games, 5 games, and I'll talk about with Rob Vino, see what we can come up with, get back on track in the W. But let's move it on over to NFL. And we got a really interesting game here tonight. Looking at 103, 104, Bills at the Dolphins. And this one opened up, I think it opened up Dolphins -1. And now we see them as a 2.5 point favorite. Total open 50.5. And it's gone down to 48. The first thing that stands out to me is that total. When I think about both of these teams, I like I mentioned before, my best bet in week 1 was Bills and Cardinals over. I know that the Bills, the whole starting secondary was gone, and they did have some people getting injured as well in that last game. So that's maybe a unit that you don't trust the most. At the same time, I know Miami's defense is better, but I've grown to trust Josh Allen as far as scoring points. Do I necessarily trust him when he faces the best of the best? No, but that's not Tua. So I'll just say I lean over. I want to go against the market. I think both teams can score here. Miami should have success throwing the ball against Buffalo, and I think Buffalo can score in multiple different ways versus Miami. So I'll keep an eye on that, see how low it goes, and maybe I can jump in. But as far as a side, Buffalo has owned Miami for one. Usually they're always a favorite when they play. We know that they lost some of their stars, Stephon Diggs, they lost another receiver in Davis, et cetera, et cetera. So Miami's not a favorite here. But Tua, I'll start off by saying I'm not a Tua fan. But the reason I'm not is probably because of these stats. I know he's 3-12 when he plays playoff teams. And I want to say he's 17-4 against everybody else. And that's the last 2 seasons. That tells you he's just fine versus the less than. But when he plays somebody like Josh Allen on the other side, or somebody who's supposed to be making it to the postseason, they don't have success, and that worries me in this game. There's a lot of talk about Miami, how well they play at home, especially in September. You know, they have the advantage where the opposing team has to go stand in the sun while they're in the shade, but this is a night game, so I don't think they have that advantage. And it's a lot of different things. For one, the Bills, I mean, this one has been all over Twitter, and I don't like that. But Josh Allen has not lost on Thursday Night Football. And there's one more thing I like here, or actually two more things. Interesting stats right here before I forget. Josh Allen, last 5 games versus the Dolphins, he's had more than 300 passing yards each time. And his passing yard prop is less than 250. So that could be a look for him there. Um, This one is from John Ewing on Twitter. He says, since 2003, when two teams that are 0-1 ATS meet in week 2, the underdog is 49, 26, and 3, 65% against the spread. That says to back the Bills. I just see a whole lot of reasons to back the Bills here. And I don't see a whole lot to back the Dolphins besides what how they play at home in September. I mean, I guess their defense is a little bit better. You guys would have to let me know what is there to like to back the Dolphins. I get, this is something not to like. We do got some people who do not win very often on the Bills. That's what I'll say. I guess that's the one thing that you got going for the Dolphins, but I can't put my money on it. When people show you who they are, believe them. And Tua has shown us that Tua and the Tua's Dolphins. How about that? Because Casey says he facing Tua or Miami. Tua's Dolphins have shown us that when they play competition, they cannot step up. So that's what I'm going to believe. My money will not be on the Dolphins in this game. It's a one-way ticket. It's Bills or stay out the way. And it's over or stay out the way. Let's see what you guys are liking. Let's see if you guys can push me on one or the other or off of the game. Top 20 Louisiana likes the Dolphins. Nate says revenge spot for Miami. They've had a revenge spot for how many games now versus the Bills? I mean, it's been revenge forever. Peasy says Dolphins minus 2.5. Primetime favorites are 4-0. Munaf says he likes Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's thrown at least 2 touchdowns in all 12 career games versus the Dolphins. He did have better weapons, but I still can see it. When these teams, and Mark says he's on the over 47.5, bought the hook. We're not supposed to buy points. The last 3 times these teams played, the games have had 60 or more points. Talked about how many passing yards Josh Allen usually has, et cetera, et cetera. These teams usually score against each other. And another stat, let me just pull it up here so I can say it correct. Going back to 2020, the Bills are 7-0 to the over at the dog of more than 2 points. So they're expecting, with Miami being the favorite, they're expecting that they can score on the Bills, and Josh Allen not just going to lay down. He's going to fight back, and that's how those overs are getting there. So I like that stat too. Nate says this is a weaker Buffalo team. I agree. Do the Bills make the playoffs this year? Are they that weak, Nate, that they won't make the playoffs? Let's see. Still looking at comments. I thought about a teaser, but honestly, I don't want to do too many teasers this year. Ideally, you get you through all the key numbers for the Bills. You could pair it up with something like the Ravens, get you under that 3, or, one of these other teams that you just can trust to win, or, just playing the teasers through the key numbers. I can absolutely understand doing that. Casey says Dolphins offense and defense greater than. The most important position on offense is the quarterback. You want to argue, other skill positions, go ahead. But I don't trust the Dolphins quarterback, so I'm not rolling with the Dolphins offense. That's my opinion. Let's see. Top 20 Louisiana says in 7 games against the Bills, Tua has averaged 207.7 passing yards, less than 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. He has averaged 8.4 rushing yards and 0.1 rushing touchdowns. So pretty much he's been ass. Pretty much what I'm seeing there. B Daddy likes the Bills and he likes Tua over that rushing prop of 4.5. Nate says defense is a little better, offensively way better, and more experience playing together. Well, I've seen one person on the Bills. Yeah, revenge spot to a whole career, man. What are we talking about here? Anthony Richardson likes the Dolphins. Okay, we got some mixed love. People liking Buffalo and the Dolphins. I like this. Eddie Cash says, don't forget about Allen on the ground. Absolutely. I thought about his rushing yards. I did see my guy X Snizzle take that. I think it was 30 something for his rushing yards. And I could absolutely see him going over that. I did, I think it was maybe not last year, but year before. I think I used to play or look at Josh Allen rushing props a little bit. So Anthony Richardson says Bills don't have the same wide receivers they had last year. So what does that mean? Does that mean they're unable to score? Because I mean, how many points did they score last week? Let me just remind myself. Let's remind everybody. The Bills, without all of the receivers they had last year, they scored 34 points in week one. I mean, I always talk about it's a one-man army. It's Josh Allen. You can, I mean, yes, it's nice to have better weapons, good weapons, but you can, in a sense, plug and play. Munoz says Bills team total over. It's 23.5. The thing is, Munoz, I trust Miami's defense more than I trust Buffalo defense. So if I think Buffalo can score, Miami will probably score as well. So I prefer the full game over if I'm playing the over. Just my opinion. Kyle Trace says Bills are not going to score 24.5. He likes the team total under. I could see a tease with the Texans, Joshua. Absolutely. Doesn't get you through all the key numbers, but you can get them in a position where they just have to win the game. Very hard for me to see them losing to another, rookie quarterback on the road. Very, very hard for me to see that. I think you tease the Bills with the Cowboys. I personally don't trust the Cowboys. That wouldn't be one I pick, but it is one of those numbers, Browns key numbers. UCapper says Bills only been divisional dogs 8 times since Josh Allen took over the team. They're 6-2 against the spread. Interesting. Just 3-5 straight up, he says, though. That's interesting. 2.5 is kind of short. Top 20 Louisiana says the game will be played under light rain conditions with temperatures around 89 Fahrenheit and wind speeds of 10 miles per hour. This could impact both teams' passing and kicking games. What I saw was they're going to have, it's weather stuff right now, but I thought it was supposed to be done by game time pretty much. That's kind of what I was reading. So I guess I'll go double check. Mario says he's taking Buffalo in the points. Gum by Gold Posse likes Tua over 33.5 pass attempts. Interesting. I don't know. He should be passing a lot to test that Bill secondary. Not mad at that play. I'm going James Cook over 18.5 receiving yards. UCapper says Bills as divisional dogs. Opponents are 7-1 to their team total under. Maybe that's the angle. Nah. If I'm betting the Bills, I'm not betting them because I want to bank on their defense. Absolutely not. Not for me. Not this better, UCapper. Can't tell you what to do with your money, but for my money, absolutely not. If I'm putting my money on it, I'm gonna just trust Josh Allen to get us there versus Tua. Nate says Cars put up 28 ski. Miami about to drop 40. I think Miami's offense can have success. It's just I think Bills can too. I like the over. I do, Nate. Munoz reminding us that Jalen Ramsey's dealing with a hamstring injury, and they have another safety out as well. So both secondaries could be lacking. This sounds like points to me. Nard Ho disagrees. He likes the full game under. UCapper says they didn't care to play defense against the Cardinals. This is a more important game, in my opinion. I don't know about not caring, but I don't know. Mark says short turnaround. Defenses are going to be tired. He likes points. Says Miami only scored 20 last week, and one touchdown was a play that only Tyreek Hill can make with his speed. I do think Miami was a little bit distracted last week, though. We all know what happened before the game, and I heard about Tua going off in the locker room at halftime and getting everybody fired up on offense, and they picked it up a little bit. So I think they look better than they looked last week to start the game. So this is tough. This is tough. This is tough. I'll tell you, I usually don't care what people bet, but when I see one person with the one person with the Mortal Mega Max, and I see that Mortal Mega Max continue to lose every single time, I don't like it. So I'll say this: I don't want to give plays that I'm not extremely confident in. Um, if I'm playing right now, it's over 48, which is the best number I see, and Bills plus 2.5. I think I've thrown out, the possibility of doing a teaser. I don't know. I kind of got turned off from teasers. I don't want to bank on two teams, even though, you can get good numbers with it, et cetera, et cetera. But I just feel like the books, like Dave Mason was on Wager Talk today talking about it and just saying like those teasers, they've been getting blown up. The Bengals last week, everybody had them, et cetera. I kind of got turned off from it, I guess I'll say. So we'll move it on over to best bet. And like I said, I haven't made a play yet. If I am going to play anything, um, it will be Bills plus or the over. And I will tweet it out today. How about that? If I do play something, I will tweet it out so you guys do know. And I do want to remind you guys this though. Let me see if I can get here. Can I get it there? Yeah, this NBA promo at wagertalk.com. You look up and NBA is only 40 days away. So the last 3 seasons, we are plus 213 units. Last season, I think, was like 62. Year before was 129. Year before that was about like 23 or something like that. So we've consistently made money. The only year we didn't was the pandemic. And even before the pandemic, even before Wager Talk, we made money every season. So if you would like to be a part of every single bet that I make in the NBA, this is a chance to get $200 off, and you get NBA for less than $100 a month at wagertalk.com. And the link to my page is in the description to this video. So on that note, all I can say is appreciate you guys in the chat. A lot of sharp cappers. I do like this one. This is one I was really considering if I was making one. This is probably the one, I'll say that. But appreciate you guys in the chat. A lot of great cappers, a lot of great people. The Discord doing a lot of good work. Shout out to you guys as well. Best of luck on all of your action. Tomorrow I'll have Robino help me cap the five WNBA games that we have. We'll talk a little bit more about NFL. More than likely we would have some things locked in. I know we talked about it yesterday, but just kind of like early thoughts. So we'll have some locked in with Vino. And then after the Vino show, we'll have our guy 5-star come in, and he'll have 2 college games I think that he wants to talk about. I might, shoot some NFL games just to talk them out with him. So until then, best of luck. Peace.